key to the treasure.
Get rich with one piece. Get rich with one piece.
Yo, we got Luffy and Zoro, the better the duo. Sanji and Noosa bring out the bankroll. Jekyll Mariah, he rips your soul. Brooke and Perona, they cold like a snow globe. Going through the stack like we looking for some crack. Taking y'all to class, man, you better know your math. Call the deck mather, cause he always running black. We don't need no power tools, we just bring the axe. Cause we bout to chop it up. TCG, level up. This is more than beginner's luck. Got so many ribs, they backing up. Rapping so cold, got the mains froze. Everybody know that the gang goes. Laws of the land don't make me repeat. We the next king. Getting rich with one piece.
Get rich with one piece.
The piece of the cause, the key to the treasure.
Get rich with one piece. 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 Get rich with one piece.
The piece of the cause, the key to the treasure.
Get rich with one piece. Get rich with one piece.
Yo, we got Luffy and Zoro, the better the duo. Sanji and Noosa bring out the bankroll. Jekyll Mariah, he rips your soul. Brooke and Perona, they cold like a snow globe. Going through the stack like we looking for some crack. Taking y'all to class, man, you better know your math. Call the deck mather, cause he always running black. We don't need no power tools, we just bring the axe. Cause we bout to chop it up. TCG, level up. This is more than beginner's luck. Got so many ribs, they backing up. Rapping so cold, got the mains froze. Everybody know that the gang goes. Laws of the land don't make me repeat. We the next king. Getting rich with one piece.
Get rich with one piece.
The piece of the cause, the key to the treasure.
Get rich with one piece. 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 Get rich.
Thank you, babe, for the 7 months. And, thank you for the 8 years, too, Ain't that, what up? How's it going? I probably should put quickie streaming here, but the quickies never turn out to be that way. I always end up talking for way too long. And today, I don't know. Today will probably be the same. I don't normally plan on just talking a fucking long ass time whenever I'm like a quickie stream or even on the regular streams, right? I don't plan on talking for a long time, and then I look up, and then it's like I literally think of it. It's always like it's 17 or 18 minutes, right around there. I look and see how long the stream has been going. Now, to be fair, the first like 2 minutes, I'm not talking, right? I'm just doing the, it's the Get Rich with One Piece. That song plays a couple of times, right? So, but still about 15 minutes of me just purely spouting off nonsense is kind of wild. It's kind of wild. Long day, man. Why is that? Today was a long day for me too. It was. Daughter last night, she texted me, I gotta be at work at 7:45. I'm like, dude, it's like 10:30 or some shit like this when she texts me. And yeah, and so I'm like, okay, well, fuck, I gotta go to bed soon. So did that. It's Mother's Day. Made breakfast for my wife. And then my other daughter, that wasn't good enough. So she wanted to go to the store to get mom some stuff, so we did that. Then we had to go get my daughter from work. Then she had volleyball practice, and then we had football game. Then we had the football game. Then we went to the rock store. We're doing some landscaping. We're redecorating our back of our house. Because right now we have this fire pit. It's super fantastic looking fire pit. It was one of the main selling points for this house when we initially bought it. I love that fire pit. I don't use it as often as I want to, but it is absolutely amazing. It looks great. Anyway, so like right now, like, you know, the right around the outside of the fire pit, and then it kind of continues to this like stamped concrete patio that we have as well. That leads like up to the house. All that is right now it's mulch, or well, it was mulch. And last weekend I spent a lot of time cleaning that up. This weekend we wanted to make some additional progress on it. So my father-in-law came over with some of his tools that he had, and they had just done this transformation, this landscaping transformation to their new house that they got. So he was familiar with it, so he wanted some help. So he came over there, helped us. We put up the edging. We cleaned up some of the extra like weeds and grass that was kind of growing in there. And then we laid down the weed block as well. So we got a lot of stuff done. It was very, very easy with 3 people. And then today we ordered the rock to get delivered, which will be delivered tomorrow. This will probably be one of those things where I don't think we'll do it all in one foul swoop, right? We'll probably make some trips, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It'll probably be a multi-day thing, but who knows? Maybe we'll just fucking get a wild hair up our ass and say we need to get this done immediately. So that may be possibility. I don't think so, but more than likely we'll get the rock delivered, and we'll kind of like take it back there and trips or whatever. And then so anyways, yeah, yesterday we spent a lot of time doing that. Had soccer yesterday as well. But yeah, it's gonna look really good when we're done with it. I'm very excited about it. My wife's very excited as well. Cost a shit ton of fucking money, which I'm not super happy about, but it's one of those things where, you know, it will probably save us a lot of time in the long run. Probably won't save us fucking money, but because the mulch just year after year, like the mulch looks good for 1 year and then it looks like shit, you know what I'm saying? After the 1 year it loses all its color and all that stuff. So this will be something that we can just set it and forget it. For as long as we live in this house, we probably will never have to touch that again unless we want to, for whatever fucking reason. If we lose our minds and we decide, we don't like this rock anymore, then at that point we'll probably do something. But for now, it's gonna be that way for the foreseeable future, which is nice. We don't have to spend time doing that every year. Lots of socializing. Oh, that sounds horrible, man. Absolutely horrible. Yeah, work stuff. That sounds horrible too, man. I don't know what to tell you about that work stuff. Hope it was you know, eventful for you guys, because it's so funny. We texted about this, but I was like, I don't need to be here. And I was working, so I'm telling you kind of what the whole day was like yesterday. We had started, so we went to soccer early in the morning. And then I think 9 o'clock was the game. And then it was either 9 or 10. And then like right after that, my father-in-law came over and we started work out there, right? And it's warm or whatever. Master Roshi, what up? Good to see you. Thank you very much for the subscription too. I appreciate that. Good to see you. Good to see you again. Yeah, but I was super tired yesterday, and then I jump into the meeting that we had, and I'm just like, and I'm there for like 5 or 10 minutes, and I'm like, I don't need to be here. I'm just leaving. Because, and the honest to God reason I left was because my wife came in and was like, how long is your meeting gonna be? I was like, I don't know. And then she was like, oh, we're gonna go eat. We're gonna go get something to eat because we're gonna take my father-in-law. We're gonna thank him, you know, by taking him somewhere to eat. And I was like, I'm hungry as shit. I'm tired as fuck. We were out there working for like 3 hours or so, in the heat. It wasn't too bad, you know. It hit about 70, and so I was like, you know what? I don't need to be on this meeting. They don't need anything from me, and if they do, they can get me when I come back. And so I was like, okay. So we left, and I just went and got something to eat, or we went and got something to eat. I came back, and then the lead, I guess, on our team did need me for something, so I spent about an hour working with him on some stuff. But yeah, man, I didn't mean to feel like I abandoned y'all, but I was like, I gotta go. I have got to go. Yeah. I'm sure I didn't. That's why I was like, you know, there's nothing that I'm gonna be that's gonna need me. Man, I'm selling a lot of One Piece stuff lately. See, it's 11 minutes into the stream. I haven't even opened anything. So, I got some. So we're opening Riftbound today. Okay, I have a little bit of OP 15 that I could potentially open, but I'm gonna just keep it 100% transparent with you guys. Like, One Piece hasn't been, actually nothing has been selling super great, and I don't know what it is as far as like Riftbound and One Piece, or specifically OP15. It hasn't been really selling like it has been in the past. It's just kind of a lull, you know, things like that happen. So I was kind of looking through the prices and stuff like that and looking to potentially adjust the prices. But anyways, long story short, I don't want to keep opening OP15 because I just have so much of it right now, so much bulk, because people just aren't buying it for whatever reason. So yeah, I don't want to open more of it and just get more and more bulk, because y'all know I'll be spazzing out when I have too much of this bulk. I'm like, it feels all consuming when I have. So right now this is OP15 bulk, and it's not anything crazy. Probably about maybe 200 cards or so, but it's the OP15 isn't moving. Like, it's kind of become very stagnant, and so I'd like some of that bulk to kind of move before I open more, because I haven't even inventoried this 200 cards. So anyways, and Riftbound just came out with their new set on Friday, so I'm still opening packs, getting new cards and stuff like that. So that's why we'll be doing some Riftbound today, and we'll probably get back to One Piece here in the next few days or whatever. But for now, just kind of tampering your guys' expectations. It's gonna be Riftbound. It's not gonna be a whole lot either. It depends. It really depends. So for the vast majority of the cards, Gank, that I'm answering your question right now. For the vast majority of the cards, which is the bulk, right? The commons, the uncommons, most of the rares. Those I'm typically I'm selling for like 2-3 cents, right? And that's generally under the market price. It's generally under the market price. Typically, I'm like one of the lowest costs for those cards, right? Because I'm just trying to get rid of them. But then there are some of the cards, some of the more desirable cards, I would say. On those, I'm typically above, right? I'm typically above the market value, because those are easy as hell to sell, right? Like the cards that are super desirable, like those are people are going to buy those, even if it's over the price. And, I'm not trying to rip people off by any means. I'm not going to go $50 over the price or anything like that. Everything is very relative. If I see a card is like $10 or something, shit, I may put the card for $10. I may put it for $11. I look and see, because with my store, if the order is over $5, you get free shipping. Now, a lot of stores don't do that, and so the shipping, I can still put my card. I think it's like $1.30 for shipping. So I can make my card an extra $1, put it at $11. Everybody else is putting their card at $10, but if shipping is included, there's all in all, their card is $11.31. Mine is still $11, right? So it's not very complicated, but that's kind of it. And then sometimes on some cards I am a douchebag, but mainly because I don't want to really sell the card, and I get to the point where I'm like, look, if they want to sell me, if they want to give me $100 for this card, then they can have the goddamn card, right? So there are some cards that I do that, like the card may be going for like $50 or $60. So because again, like I don't really want to sell it, but if somebody wants to give me this much money for the card, they can have it. So I'll post some cards like that. Some cards I just won't post at all, because those are cards that there isn't an amount of money, well, a realistic amount of money that I would get from them. Yeah, and then babe, I know you ain't talking. You used to work all the time. Like right now it is a very heavy push to kind of get some stuff done. So I definitely get what you're saying, and it's not fun, but it's not something that happens all the time. And I'm hoping things kind of slow down here in the next week or two. I'm gonna grab my jug of water. I know exactly where it is, and then we're gonna open some packs. So give me 1 second. Ooh. And recently I started putting some this is the new binder. I just bought this binder today for whoops, what the hell is that? For my Riftbound, the new Riftbound. So I already have one for sets 1 and 2 of Riftbound, but there's a lot of cards. There's a lot of cards in the sets of Riftbound, especially compared to like One Piece. One Piece, there's like 116-ish cards. There's like 117, 116, 117, somewhere around there. But they typically have, secret rares, and I don't keep my secret rares in there, so it's generally about like 116 cards or so. Riftbound has over 200. Like this third set that just came out has the least amount of cards in it, and it was like 220 or something like that. The first set had like over like 300, maybe, like I think it was 298. The first set had 298 cards in it. The second set had like 230 or 240 or something like that. This one has 220. So the sets are just bigger, so I can't fit. So I typically fit like 3 sets. 3 sets is typically what I try and fit in one of the binders, but Riftbound is not working because they just have too many cards. Long story short. All right, let's open some packs. Let's do that thing. Alrighty. I don't have my camera set up. There we go. Oh, yesterday I also went to go see the new Mortal Kombat movie. It was very, very mid. Like, but to be fair, it was about what I expected. So I wasn't like supremely disappointed, right? Because it fell right where I kind of expected it to fall. So it was one of those things where it's like, I got what I came for, type of a situation. So I wasn't too butthurt about that. But it was, there was some hope that it would be, a banger, but it wasn't, which is fine. Yep, I agree with you, Gank, that. But we'll get through it, buddy. The Critical Drinker. I'm assuming that's some sort of like maybe YouTube channel or critic of movies. It was. I wouldn't say it was really good, but whatever. Who cares what I think? I'm just giving my opinion on it. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, it was fine. Like I said, it was about what I expected. I wasn't expecting a whole lot more from what I got, and that's okay. I'd still want to see the new Mario movie. Like that movie, I was gonna take my daughter to see it today, but I had just been so busy, and it's Mother's Day, obviously, and I wanted to hang out at least at the house. But what's funny is like I was going to, and I probably should have did this, and I probably should kind of leave this as a secret because maybe my wife will want this in the future. But I was like, you know what? I'm sure, because my daughter was overstimulating as hell today. I don't know what, like maybe she was super bored. We weren't letting her really watch TV or whatever, but she was just kind of like getting into so much stuff, and it was just all in her face all day long. At least I know it was for me, and she typically like is 10 times worse to her mom or whatever. So I'm like, if I'm getting annoyed, I know that my wife is getting annoyed. So I was kind of thinking like, it's Mother's Day, maybe I'll just take my daughter, we'll go watch a movie, and she'll be able to hang out without being bothered for a couple of hours or so. So I kind of thought that, and then I thought against it, but still potentially do that in the future. But yeah. But I still wanna go see that movie because it just looks good, and I really liked the first one. All right. I think I'm to the point where unless I'm 100% sure that I have not seen a card yet, then I'm probably not going to read the cards, even though there are some that I probably haven't read on stream. So if you guys do have any questions on any of these cards, you want me to stop, go back, look at it, maybe brainstorm on it, then definitely let me know. I know that we've read this one, but this is still a really good effect. If you've spent 4 or more to play a spell this turn, I have +4. That's a good ability, especially in Jan. I'm really excited to see tournaments get played with this Unleashed set. I'm very excited. I might try and look at like even somebody posting anything, right? Because right now I look for I typically watch like the regionals and things like that. It'll probably be a few weeks, if not longer, for Unleashed to do some sort of regional tournament that includes these cards. So I'll probably have to kind of look up some other games, some streamers that do, that stream like their locals, or maybe there's some bigger tournaments or that kind of thing. So we'll see. Repulse, huh? This is something that I don't think I've seen. It's a reaction, 1 cost, 1 might, or 1 power. Choose a friendly unit at a battlefield. Counter an enemy spell or ability that chooses it and no other friendly unit. Okay. Wow, for 1 might, that's really good. Or for 1 cost. Frozen Fortress. At the start of each player's beginning phase, deal 1 to each unit there. This happens before scoring. Oh, that's funny. That's funny because if you have a lot of times, especially at the very beginning, people will they'll have maybe a 1 might unit or something. So you can't do that. You can't have the little weenies on there. Shadow's Call. 2 cost spell. Choose a friendly unit without temporary. Give it temporary. Draw 2. Draw 2. That's pretty good. I think I like that ability quite a bit. Inferna, foil, Headless Resurrection. Reaction, 2 cost, 1 might. As an additional cost to play this, kill a friendly unit. Play a unit from your trash that costs no more energy. Oh, so you have this isn't like a this is a requirement. This isn't like an optional deal, right? So as an additional cost to play this, kill a friendly unit. Okay, play a unit from your trash that costs no more energy and no more power than the killed unit, ignoring its cost. Okay. Nami Headstrong. You may pay 1 power as an additional cost to play me. So this one is optional. You may. When you play me, if you pay the additional cost, Stun an enemy unit. When I hold, the next time you play a unit this turn, ready it and buff it. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good effect. I like that a lot, actually. And then a reflection. Alright, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Wuju Apprentice. Sprite, obey your thirst. Alright, concentrate. Crescent Guardian, this looks familiar. If you've played a spell this turn, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I think I read that one before. Chunky Poro. Scorched Claw. Abandoned Hall. They have a shit ton of battlefields in this set. And not any more than they typically have, but every pack, every single pack has a fucking battlefield. And some of them have two. And it's not even like a foil one and a regular one. Like I've gotten two in the uncommon slots, not even the foil slots. Abandoned Hall. When a player plays a spell, they may give a unit they control here +1 might this turn. Imposing Challenger. Okay, this one is new. 5/5. When I move, you may move an enemy unit here with less might than me to a different battlefield. Okay. Oh, to a different battlefield, so it doesn't even get sent back to base. That's pretty cool. Lilia Fei Fawn. So it's a 3/3 champion unit with Accelerate. When I move from a location, play a 3 might sprite unit token with temporary there. Ooh, Greenfather Ivern. So I have opened an Ivern. I opened one earlier today. Maybe it was yesterday, but I don't think I've read it on stream. So we'll read this Ivern because I was talking a lot about this Ivern. So Ivern, Greenfather, part of the Calm and the Order domains. When you conquer or hold, you may exhaust me to replace that battlefield with a brush battlefield token. Bird, cat, dog, Poro, and Ivern unit tokens or units have +1 in brush. They can be swapped back when scored. Alright. Not too shabby. I was talking all that crap about just opening the new Riftbound and blah blah blah, but I do have some Spirit Forged here. I'd like to finish this box in the near future, not today obviously, but I want to kind of work my way through it. So we'll probably be opening Spirit Forged, Spectral Centaur. Yeah, I feel like this ability is gonna be very powerful. I mean, it is a 6-cost unit, but there's no power. When another friendly unit dies, give me +2 this turn. So a lot of like cards that have temporary, like we've been reading through a lot of cards that have temporary. At the start of your turn, those things die. You have 3 reflection tokens, or you have 3 things that just have temporary on it, right? Those sprites that we were looking at before, or the that Lilia played temporary sprites. As soon as they die, this thing goes to 6/7, 6/9, 6/7 unit. So very, very good. Sharkling, Shadow Watcher, Concentrate, Star-Crossed Lovers, Monster Harpoon. 1 cost, 1 power. Okay. Action: deal 2 to a unit at a battlefield. If you control a face down card, deal 4 to it instead. Wow, that is very strong. 1 cost, 1 power, and you have a hidden card. It does 4 damage instead. It's a 1 cost, 1 power that deals 4. That's crazy. Existential Dread. Okay, I love the name of this card, first off. 1 cost, 1 power, action, repeat. Repeat 2. Oh, so that just can pay the additional cost to repeat the spell's effect. So is it just 2 and not 1 power, 1 and 1? Huh. I would be interested to figure out how this works, because typically, so I think this means to repeat it, you have to rest 2. It doesn't need another power. Stun an attacking enemy unit. If it's already stunned, return it to its owner's hand instead. Okay, so you can return something for 3 might and 1 power. You can return something because you stun it and then redo it. Kinku Initiate. Sprite Queen. Okay, obey your thirst, Sprite Queen. Obey your thirst, girl. 7 cost, 6 might, 1 power. When you play me, or at the start of your beginning phase, play a ready 3 might sprite unit token with temporary to your base. Oh, so and it's ready too. So okay, yeah, so it's ready, so you can attack with something. Ooh, I think I pulled this Rangar already. Maybe not, but this is an epic rarity card, so pretty fire. 5 cost, 6 might, 1 power. Champion unit with ambush. I can be played to a battlefield where there are enemy units, even if you don't have units there. Oh, that's a pretty good ability. And it's a cat, so can't be played in Ivern because Ivern is something else, but not too bad. Not too bad. I think I've opened one of those before, now that I'm pretty sure I have. All right. Pack number 4. Man, I am just so sleepy these days. I didn't get sleep super great last night. I did, like I said, go to bed at a reasonable time because my daughter told me I had to take her to work. But, you know, when you get older, I'm 37. Yes, I'm 37. Man, just waking up, you're just sore. If you don't sleep absolutely perfect, And I was in the bed by myself last night, which is very weird because typically when I'm in the bed by myself, I typically get some like really good sleep. Not even necessarily that when my daughter isn't sleeping with us. So when it's me and my wife, I sleep pretty good too. Last night I was in there by myself, and I kept waking up. I think the main issue was the fact that I didn't set my alarm because I was being too lazy. I was like, because my body is really good at like waking itself up before like a time that I need to be awake. So I typically like can wake up before my alarm. I'll wake up before my alarm or whatever, but I didn't even set an alarm, and that kind of like was in my head because I was like, oh, what time is it now? And I woke up, it's 3 o'clock, and I woke up and I did it again at 5 o'clock, then did it at 6 o'clock. And so I'm waking up all throughout the night because I'm like, you know, I don't know what time it is, and I didn't set my alarm. So it was my own fault. But I think that was the main reason. Man, I'll be getting off on some tangents, y'all. My bad. Downstage Dramatics. Vandal Soldier. Grim Resolve. Scryer's Bloom. It's really cool to start seeing so many things, and pretty much everything that I've seen, not everything, but like the vast majority of the things that I've seen are, you know, in League of Legends. And I know that there's other games that are involved in the League of Legends like world or the universe or whatever you want to call it. So they're getting when they draw their inspirations and stuff, like it comes from other places, not just the League of Legends game. And so, you know, that's fine. But when I do see something specifically from the League of Legends game that I'm familiar with, like it really like makes me happy a little bit inside because I'm like, yeah, I know that, and they use everything like this. For example, the Scryer's Bloom. This is a very powerful tool that just it's in the jungle. You pop it and it gives you vision. Right, vision is the most important thing in the game. So it gives you a little bit of vision. So it's really cool to see. It's set 3 and they're still coming out with brand new things. They have the buffs, and it's funny because there's a red buff and a blue buff, but they actually have real names in the game, but it's just colloquially known as, or those two things are known as red buff and blue buff, right? I think the red one is, I don't even fucking know. I don't even know what the real name is, but we call them red buff and blue buff. But I did open a red buff and I think maybe a blue buff, and they had their real names on it, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" And I was like, this is a red buff. It's the real name for the red buff. So I think it was, that was pretty cool to, like I said, see things that you're. Yes, there we go, Ragnarok. Yes, the Brambleback. Yeah. So it's really dope to see, and the blue one has something. The blue one has something different, right? The blue one is different. The Brambleback is the red one, and the blue one is something else. But no, it's really cool when you see stuff like that. And again, Scryer's Broom is the reason that I'm kind of thinking about that. Like this Evershade Stalker, like this means nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's from a different part of the universe, not necessarily the League of Legends game, or maybe they just made this shit up, because that's gonna happen too. They just gonna fucking throw things in here from time to time that somebody just envisioned, right? Because you're gonna need a lot of stuff. There's not going to be enough from just the games and just the current intellectual properties, right? They're going to have to just throw some random stuff in there, which whatever. It's fine. Trapping Grounds. Insightful Investigator. Okay, this one seems new. 3 cost, 3 might. When you play me, choose an opponent. They reveal their hand. You may pay 2 XP to choose a card from their hand. If you do, they discard that card and draw 1. I hate cards like that. That give your opponent any sort of benefit. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make sense, right? They discard that card. That should be it. And they get to, the fact that they get to draw a card after that just does not make any sense to me. Like in One Piece, the secret rare Ace from OP13, like, it had really good abilities. Everything was really good. I can't remember everything about it, but I know that you get to bounce a 5 cost back to their hand. You get to bounce a 5 cost character back to your opponent's hand. Then they get to play a 4 cost from their hand. It's like, why? Why would I want to bounce something to my opponent's hand and then let them play another card? You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. When there are so many other cards that will just bounce a card back to your opponent's hand and call it a day. Like, I just don't understand that card at all, why they decided to make that a thing. I don't know why you never want to give your opponent an advantage, right? Especially in a card game, you don't want to get them a draw advantage. It's so crazy. All right, 2 costs, 1 might. When I move to a battlefield, you may move an enemy unit to that battlefield. Okay. Was this a sticky card? Ooh, oh shit! Holy shit! Oh yeah, we got the Alta Lilia. Let's go, Lilia. I guess I've heard it both ways, but I like it, Lilia. This looks fucking amazing. This looks really, really good. Bashful Bloom. Okay, 4 rest. Ready a 3 might sprite unit token with temporary. Our player ready. Okay, this ability costs 1 less for each. Okay, that's pretty good. And this thing looks so amazing. Holy crap. It has like this black background. Yeah, this looks crazy. I gotta check to see if it's a signature, you know what I'm saying? Because I've missed typically it's funny because I missed the signatures when the 2 signatures that I have, I missed that they were signatures like immediately. Obviously, you know, very soon after that I realized it was a signature, but you know, I had to look and double check to make sure I wasn't missing a signature. But yeah, this is a banger. I hope Lilia ends up being pretty good, but this is absolutely a banger. This thing looks awesome. This is probably the biggest hit in this box. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. There's probably like maybe 6 packs left or so, but this is a freaking banger. Yeah, this is one that I probably need to throw into a case immediately. I'm not gonna do that because I'm not gonna leave y'all hanging again because I already did to get my water. But man, that looks good. I really like the artwork is very, very like unique from a lot of the other things, especially like what Lilia really looks like. You know what I'm saying? But then it has like the black background too. Yeah, this is dope. This is dope. And I haven't even seen this card like while scrolling through TCG Player or anything like that either. So, all right, you're gonna set on my little display, my little card display here, unless something else more fire comes along. Runeterra, that's the name of the other. I don't know what Runeterra. I think Runeterra is a game. That's why I was trying to be generic and say the universe, the League of Legends universe. But yeah, Runeterra was the other thing that I've heard that a lot of this stuff is coming from. Double-edged swords. Those types of cards are fun. So there are so many of those cards, not so many, but there are some of those cards in One Piece, which is like my main game. And no one ever plays them. No one ever plays any of the cards that say, okay, now your opponent gets to draw a fucking card. You trash a card from your opponent's hand, yeah, that's great. Because there's a card exactly like that one, the investigator card. The insightful investigator. It's a Morgans. It's a Morgans from like an older set. I don't remember what it was from specifically, but it's a Morgans. You get to look at your opponent's hand and you get to trash. I think you get to trash a card from their hand, and then they get to draw a card after that. And it's like, why? So now so you have information on their whole hand. Yes, you do, except for one card. So I can understand that part of it, but no one's going to play that because there are other cards that says, okay, you can look at your opponent's hand and you don't discard a card from their hand, but they don't draw a card or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So that would be a card that somebody would play over, you know, something that gives your opponent draw advantage. But, you know, I'm not good at these games, so I don't know what I'm talking about. So maybe it makes more sense to do that stuff. I'm not very good. I don't win my locals very often. So don't listen to me. I'm just opening the packs here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Gang, that I see what you're saying, but they could play another card that's like strong too. Like, but you have to just hope that they don't have an equally powerful card, right? That's just 4 cost in their hand, right? You have to kind of. So I get what you're saying, but no, the Lilia. Jeez, that thing looks so good. I'm not even gonna lie. It looks really good. And I like the artwork. It is a very unique. It's a very unique art. All right. Next pack. I'm really looking for that there's a lot of really cool things in here that I'm looking for. Lilia, $90. Going for $90 right now. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right. Ooh, yeah, that might be the banger from this box, but potentially not. We'll see. These boxes are. I remember the first box that I opened for Origins. It was like nothing I had ever seen before. I was like, all the boxes are gonna be like this. There were so many like epics, and I guess epics aren't like, you know, the epics are the highest rarity, but then obviously they have No, excuse me. Let me take that back. So the showcase are the highest rarity, but the showcase are typically like the alternate arts and stuff like that. So the base rarity, I guess, is the epic cards. The highest base rarity is the epic cards. Um, but yeah, they had a lot of epics in there. I got like 2 alt rooms. There was a ton in that first box of Origins. I was like, every box is gonna be like this. Safety Inspector. Okay, this one feels new. All right, 5 cost, 3 might, 1 power. You may spend 3 XP as an additional cost to play me. When you play me, each player must kill one of their units. If you paid my additional cost, you don't kill a unit this way. Okay, so 5, 3, 1 power, 3 XP. Your opponent has to kill one of their characters. I can see why that's beneficial. Like if they have 2 monsters on the board, or even just 1 monster on the board where they're forced to kill something. Okay, Dusk Rose Lab. At the start of your beginning phase, you may kill a unit you control here to draw 1. I wonder could this work with like temporary units, right? So like a temporary unit we've seen. Okay, that one doesn't have the temporary keyword on it, but damn it, one of these do. All right, well, when we see, so temporaries, it says that it dies at the beginning of your turn. So I wonder if you could kill a temporary unit with this ability, and before the temporary gets triggered, right? So that'd be a pretty good combination if it works that way, which I don't know. Frigid Jewel, 2 cost gear. When you draw your second card each turn, give a friendly unit +2 might this turn. And you don't even have to rest this, so I guess it doesn't matter because you can only use it once. Disposal Order, 2 might. Reaction, choose 1 up to 3. Choose up to 3 of your opponent's trash. Their opponent recycles them. Okay. Choose up to 3 cards from your opponent's trash because you can have multiple opponents. Okay. Their owner recycles them. That's not too bad, especially if there's like a graveyard recursion type of a deck. Ooh, a LeBlanc champion unit. Yes, I think this is my first LeBlanc. See, LeBlanc feels like the deck from this set that I would play. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Like I haven't even read through all the legends yet, but LeBlanc just feels like the main one that I would play. 3 cost, 3 might, 1 power, champion unit with assault, so +1 while I'm an attacker. With Death Nail, draw 1. If it's your beginning phase, draw 2 instead. Okay, so yeah, this works well with LeBlanc the Legends ability because you're making a lot of you're making a lot of reflections. So they're exact copies of a card, but they also have temporary, so they die during your beginning phase. So you make a copy of this, it dies at the beginning of the beginning phase, and you get to draw 2 cards from that card. So very interesting. There's potential for a lot of card draw. Ooh, Rengar. Rengar's a new one. I haven't gotten Rengar their legend at all. So it's Fury, Body, Domains. When you play a unit, give a unit +1 this turn. Okay, all right. So at first I was thinking when you play a unit, give that unit +1, but it says give a unit +1 this turn. And there's no limit on that. So you can play multiple units. Especially like I think the Fury is like the more aggro style deck. So you're playing like low cost characters and you're playing a wide board essentially. So you're playing like low to the ground but wide, right? So you're probably going to be playing multiple, like, later on in the game, you're going to be playing like multiple characters a turn. So you're going to be able to buff something, a few times. So very good. The ambush characters. Oh yeah. We just saw a Rengar, didn't we? We just saw a Rengar in here, right? So bam. I can be played to a battlefield. So yeah, this Rengar basically. So you play this Rengar. It's a 7 cost, right? And you get to play it to a battlefield. Oops, so we can see it. Yeah, you play this Rengar. Obviously, if you're playing with this Legend Rengar, you can play it to a battlefield. You give it +2, or excuse me, you give it +1. It's 5/7 for the turn. And so that's going to be, something that probably surprises your enemy. Okay, so very good. Very, very good. Man, the first box, oh my goodness. The first box of a set there's nothing like it. Let me take that back. When you hit a manga, I would know because I've never hit a manga from One Piece, but I have his signatures, which I think is probably like the closest thing they have. Until this new Ultimate rarity, there's a new rarity that came out with this set. It's called Ultimate, and I think that's gonna be like their manga. But the signature cards up to this point have been the highest rarity, and they're amazing. So don't get me wrong, I love the signature cards, and I hope that they continue to do that because it's an amazing thought process behind the signature cards. But you hit those kind of crazy cards, but other than like outliers like that, the best part about opening packs is that first box that you open, because man, everything is so new and it's so shiny, and it's like, what does this do? What does this do? Squirrel, right? Like everything, like you're just kind of swooning over one card, and then you go a couple cards later and you're like, oh, this is a great card, and you're swooning over that card. So it's just really cool. It's really exciting. The first box, trying to, and sitting here thinking about, I've never played, I have played the game at a learning event. So Riftbound, I've played the Riftbound at a learning event, but I haven't ever played it, at like a locals or anything like that. Okay. But I've watched it a lot, and I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express. I'm just kidding. But I've watched it quite a bit, and it's really fun to like theorize and brainstorm and that kind of thing, like how this would work. And when you see the new legends, and try and link it to like its support that comes out in the set, and probably some support that you've seen for it prior to and other sets. So first box is ain't nothing like that first hit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've heard, drugs are bad, kids. Okay, I know I've read that one before. Gentle Gem Dragon. Ooh. All right, so if you've heard me say this once, you've heard me say it a dozen times, but if the first foil card in the pack is a rare, you're going to get a hit, right? And when I say hit, I don't necessarily mean like an alt art or anything like that. It's going to be at least an epic card, because there's at least 2 rares in every pack. And so if the first foil slot is taken up by a rare, that means the card behind it's going to be a rare, and then the card behind that is the wild card slot that could be, a rare, or that could be an epic, the alternate art, that kind of thing. So let's see what we get. All right, let's read through this card because I know I haven't seen this one yet. 7 cost, 6 smite, 1 power units. Meduli the Gatekeeper. I can't be readied. Okay, so first off, that's amazing. That is first line of text. I love it already. I don't know what this is gonna do. I can't think of how this is ever gonna be beneficial. I'm assuming it's like a super defensive type of ability. Okay, let's see though. Okay, so I can't be readied. A power. Pay a power. Move me to an occupied enemy battlefield if my might is greater than the total might of enemy units there. Okay, very interesting. A pre-rift event. Is that like a pre-release? So like, would that have been like this last week before this Unleashed came out? Because I think I've heard of the pre-rift events. One Piece is the only game that I've played, and I started playing that about a year ago. So I'm relatively new to like TCGs in the first place. So I'm just mostly familiar with like One Piece events and things like that. Um, but okay, so that's what it sounds like. And yeah, I really like the One Piece pre-release events too, because that's what I was just talking about, like how much I love like opening the packs, you get to figure out how the cards are played, that kind of stuff it is very intriguing. So I might have to do that whenever the next set comes out. And I know the set just came out, but time goes by so fast sometimes, especially with this stuff. I remember getting my first box of Origins. Right now they're already on their third set, so the fourth set will be out soon enough. So maybe before the fourth set comes out, I'll look into that. Okay, Trixie. Hold on. Trixie. Why, I don't know why I was having trouble saying that. Okay, so 4 cost, 1 power spell. Trixie Tentacles. Move any number of enemy units with the same controller and a total might of 8 or less to a single location. Okay, that's pretty good. You can either move it to a battlefield so they can all get like wiped out, or you can move them back to base so you can maybe take control of one. Ooh, Poppy. Oh, so this is the alternate art for the champion Poppy. So we got a alternate art here. There we go. That's not too bad. Let's see what this. I think I've seen this Poppy, but we'll see. 5 cost, 5 might, champion unit. So a champion unit, it can be played in the deck, or it can be played from, there's like a champion zone that you have before you start the game, and you get to put a champion unit there. And at any time during the game, you can, as long as you can pay the cost for it. You pay the cost, and then you can summon that champion from the champion zone. I don't know if it's called a champion zone. I think it is, but Ragnarok, if I'm saying it wrong, then let me know. But yeah, so it's like the champion zone, and you can summon it from the champion zone, which I love that. I absolutely love that, because in One Piece so often, like, there's like, I can't do shit. I cannot do shit because I don't have a card that I can play this turn. Either all my cards are too big, or it's not going to make sense for me to play this. So I'm just like, and sometimes you just cannot play anything. You literally cannot play anything, and it just feels so bad when that happens. So having a card there that reduces the likelihood that happens is really nice. Because let's say on your third turn, or excuse me, on your second turn, if you only have 4, you still can't summon this, and if you don't have anything to play, you're just kind of like, fuck, I'm fucked. You know what I'm saying? But again, it just reduces the likelihood of it happening. So I love that. I wish One Piece would kind of take that, but that would be crazy. So it has deflect, so your opponent has to pay 1 power to select it with a spell. When you play me, if I haven't read this card before. When you play me, if an opponent's score is within 3 points to the victory score, ready me and gain 3 XP. Okay, well, the card looks dope. I can't really brainstorm around that. This XP is really new, but I really like the alternate artwork for that one. Banger. Vendetta. Okay, so that's very similar to the One Piece games, the One Piece pre-release events. So they give you 6 booster packs, and you make a 40 card deck from those cards. And typically, this isn't 100%. Again, this depends on the shop that you're at, but typically they will give you, it's called Rainbow Luffy, and it has all types, all names of every card in the game. So if your card says, if the card that you're going to play is like, oh, if your leader has the Roger Pirates type, or if your leader has the Straw Hat Crew type, or if your leader has Whitebeard Pirates, like any of those types of things, it will, it'll still count because your leader has all names and all types and that kind of thing. So that is, so that's how that's played, and it's fun. It is one of my favorite like events that they put on because it's just, again, everything is new. You're kind of figuring it out. You're talking with your opponent. You're like, oh, this and that, and you're, seeing how they handle different combos and scenarios and things like that. So it sounds very similar. So I might have to check that out next time. Oh, Vendetta is the next set. Yeah. That's, I knew I had heard the next set, and I think they went up to 6 maybe, right? Or at least the names of it. But Vendetta is the next one, and I think 5, maybe 5 or 6. I think they come out with the name for that one too. Maybe it was just up to Vendetta. But yeah, I did see that. But it's so crazy how, and I was talking about this on Friday when I first started opening these packs, but it's so interesting that, they're so new into the game. They're so new. The game is so new that they're adding so much stuff, right? They're adding so many different mechanics to the games, right? Like they introduced equipment during the last set. Now they're introducing new keywords, where they introduced new keywords last set, but they're introducing new keywords here. They're introducing like XP. It's so cool. Now you can add a third battlefield by, I mean, obviously it's a very, very powerful card, so it's not something that happens all the time with that Baron, the Baron Nashor or whatever card. Like, it adds an additional battlefield like crazy. It is really cool how they add those types of things. I really like what Riftbound is doing. All right, Abandoned Hall. Another Rengar Unseen. I don't know if this one just has all the keywords. Shit, 4/4, 1 power with Accelerate, Assault +2, Deflect, and Ganking. So extremely aggressive. Yeah, very aggressive. And that's pretty cool. We got, man, this is a Rengar freaking box. We got both champion units for Rengars. We got both champion units for the Rengar domains, and then we got the Rengar as well. All right, Atakan. I know I've read this one on stream before, but this is just a really good ability, so I'm gonna read it again because it feels so massive, right? So 10 cost, 7 might, 3 power. You may kill a friendly unit as an additional cost to play me. If you do, I cost 1 less for each energy it costs, and power less for each power it costs. This has ganking. When I attack, the defender must kill one of their units here. Crazy. This is crazy. That is a very, very powerful effect. I think, at least, right? So this thing can get pretty low. You know what I'm saying? It can get, if you kill a big enough character, obviously. Which you probably are not killing like a super big character, right? Because you want that super big character. You'll open a One Piece pack one day. All right, cool. I'm bringing you over to the One Piece trading card game side. The rules keep changing. I could see that. I think that they're gonna get to a point where like they hit their stride, right, and they hit like a very comfortable place, and they're not gonna be doing a whole lot of that changing. But I was saying, like, it's one of those things right now where it's easier for them to do because the game is so new. The game just came out like 6 months ago, back in November. Well, I guess it was like October 31st or so, but we'll call it November. So the beginning of November. So yeah, it's only about 6 months old. So like, this is the time where they're going to be playing, messing around with stuff, figuring out what works, what doesn't work. And then, you know, they're going to hit a really comfortable spot and then kind of like stabilize. I'm not saying that they won't ever make any changes after that point, but it won't be as regular. Downstage dramatics. Dramatics. I said this was going to be a quick stream, and we're an hour into it. Yeah. Let's just keep going, see how I feel. I'm probably not gonna be up for too much longer. I'm tired. Star Spring, yeah, I have read that one. Okay, another fucking investigator, man. These nosy bitches. 4 cost, 4 might. Opponents must pay 1 power for each unit beyond the first to move multiple units to my battlefield at the same time. Okay, that's very interesting. So I guess an opponent can get around that. Yeah, maybe they just bring one in and maybe trade with this one, and then this is dead. So I don't know. I guess it's pretty defensive. Smite thee. Ooh, another LeBlanc. So let's talk about this real quick. I know we did talk about this because I know I've opened one of these before. But when you conquer or hold, so okay, they're a part of the mind and the order domains. When you conquer or hold, you may discard 1 and exhaust me to play a ready reflection unit token there. It becomes a copy of another unit there. Give it temporary. Okay, so this goes back to what I was saying, like that LeBlanc champion unit. If I die before my beginning, or if I die during the beginning phase, you draw 2 cards. So fantastic, especially with this ability, because it's going to happen hopefully every turn. So you're drawing 2 cards every turn because it has temporary. It's going to die during your beginning phase. So very, very cool. Ooh, Nidalee. I think I've seen this card, but I don't have it yet. So 3 costs, 4 might, 1 power champion unit with ambush. We've seen a lot of the ambushes, so this would go really well in Rengar. I mean, maybe it would go really well in Rengar, but Ragnarok, you were talking about that, right? The ambush is really good because you're playing it to a battlefield directly, and your Rengar ability is going to allow it to come in with an extra might. So this would be a 3/5. All right, when I win a combat, draw 1. Okay, not too bad, not too shabby. I love how they did. I'll talk about this quite a bit, but I love how they did their like legends. They made them rare, so you're not seeing them all the time. And I guess it's not that big of a deal anymore in One Piece because they've gotten past, you know, the leader packs, where if you have a leader in the pack, you're not getting a hit at all, which, you know, made those packs just such a fucking buzzkill when you used to get those leader packs, man. But in 14 and 15, they've changed that, and hopefully in all the packs to come, they've changed it where just because you get a leader, it can still be an uncommon. A leader is just treated as an uncommon card, so it has nothing to do with the rest of the cards that are being packed. Because before, if you got a leader in your pack from sets 1 through 13, if you got a leader in your pack, you were only going to get 2 rares. That was it every single time. So it wasn't going to be a super rare, it wasn't going to be an altar, it wasn't going to be a secret rare, it wasn't going to be any of that shit. It was going to be 2 rares every time. Now, you can get 2 rares, but you can also get a secret rare, you can get an alternate art, you can get whatever the fuck in there. So I really like how they switched that up. So it's really, because I used to bitch about the leader packs a lot. OGs on my stream, no, I used to bitch about that a lot. But now that they've changed that, you know, it's not that big of a deal. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I'll see a leader, I'll see that red back, not a red back, you know what I'm saying? But I see, like, you know, slight edge, and I'm like, there's a leader card in there, and I kind of like got PTSD. It takes you back, and I'm like, fuck, it's a leader pack, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't give a shit anymore because there's still a chance for a good card in this pack. So I'm sure I'll get past it eventually, but it'll take me a little while. All right, Valley of Idols. Blast Cone, again, one of those things that it's really cool because it's not a champion, not like a gear or anything like that from the actual game from League of Legends. Again, I'm not familiar with Runeterra, but this is just a blast cone. You know what I'm saying? And it's super dope. That it's just a item in the jungle in the game that they brought to life here in this game, in this TCG. See, two battlefields in this pack. Wild, dude. Isolate, Sprite Queen, Scuttle Crab. Ooh, I was waiting for this card. This is, again, man, this is funny. Again, something from the game, just random item in the game, or a random, I guess, you know, this is a NPC, I guess it probably is considered from the game, and it's here. It's amazing. I love it. All right, so 2 cost 0 might, Scuttle Crab. Units with 0 might can conquer and hold. I love how they just fucking explain the shit on the cards. Like, they just explain what, like, potential questions that will be asked about these cards. They answer it on the card. I love how they do that. This game is, Riftbound is such a good game. I'm pretty sure at some point I'll probably get into playing it. Like right now, I just have the time for one game. Let me take that back. I don't even have time for the one game, but the time that I do have, I play the one game. Yeah, it's so cool that they do a very good job, and I'm sure I'm gonna like the game when I start playing. When you play me, draw one. Death Nail. Choose an opponent. They reveal their hand. You can look at their face down cards this turn. Gain 1 XP. Okay. Scuttle Crab. This is like a Scuttle Crab in the game because the Scuttle Crab is going to give you vision. It's going to give you vision into your opponent's hand when it dies, just like a Scuttle Crab in the game. It gives you vision into their hand, into their face down cards. Gain 1 XP. That is chef's kiss. I love that. I love that card so much. Ooh, Baron Pit. We just talked about that. You can't start the game with a token battlefield. Again, explaining right on the card any potential questions that somebody's probably gonna have, because you know those people at the events that they question everything. They try and play every rule in their favor and that kind of thing. So we've all seen those people. We've all been those people. Let's not front. We've been that guy, Hey, I'm trying to do this. Wait a minute, I don't know if you can do that. Hey, you gotta try. All right, Deadly Flourish. Have I seen this one yet? 4-cost spell. Deal 3 to an enemy unit. When it dies this turn, play a gold gear token exhausted. Okay, yes, we have seen this one before. Lotus Trap. Fantastic. So good. Okay, choose a unit, double all damage that would be dealt to it this turn. Again, that's like a Jin thing. That's a Jin, that's one of his moves, right? And they don't take double damage, but they like get slowed, and I think they take damage. Maybe they do take double damage. I don't think so. I don't think they take double damage when they get hit by the Jin's Lotus Trap, but this is fantastic. It's so good. I love it. I love how they have been ooh, I think this is my first Vex. Cool. This is some cool looking artwork. All right, so Gloomist. So Vex is a part of the Calm Chaos. Okay, that's a really good combination. When you are an ally hold, you may exhaust me to draw one. Okay, not bad. Ooh, that's how you end a pack. Or that's how you end a box. This is the last card in the box. This Vex is really good. So I actually have both of the Vexes now. I actually have both champion units for Vex, which is awesome. So 4 cost, 4 might champion unit with deflect. When an opponent plays a unit while I'm at a battlefield, stun it every time. There's not a limit. So this really counters like those ambush cards, because you can play them directly from your hand too, and they can't even play them to any battlefield. They can't play it anywhere. It gets stunned everywhere. They can't move it this turn. Oh my god, so good. That's a very good ability. Okay, yeah, I can see why. Vex, I can see myself potentially playing Vex, but I think LeBlanc would be like my first love from this. But I can see Vex being very good, because the other Vex does some stunning too. I think that's like a 5 cost 5 might unit. The other Vex, but all right. I'm getting tired. I opened more packs than I thought I was going to. I said this was going to be a quick stream, but you know, like I said, that never goes that way. Man, I really want to look at some you know, we'll spend a couple minutes looking at some Riftbound on TCG Player. So I'll give y'all a few more minutes, maybe like 5, maybe 10 more minutes. Okay, let's switch over. Maybe. Okay, let's see. And we'll probably just look at Riftbound because I don't want to spend a whole lot of time here. Let's see. Okay. Dazzling Aurora is up to $70 again. Some deck must be doing really well. Some orange deck must be playing pretty well, because Dazzling Aurora did go down for a bit, but now it's kind of creeping back up. Yeah, see, Dazzling Aurora was like under $40. Now it hit 100, so I guess it's down from what it was. I guess I didn't even see when it was goodness. I think maybe I did see it when it was like running around there. But this Hui is probably one of my favorite not probably, but he is one of my favorite champs from the actual game. I loved how unique he was. He is so cool. So I tried to main him, but I was bad at the game just in general, so it was very hard. Oh, this mirror image is $35. Oh my goodness, that is so funny. Again, LeBlanc is I think LeBlanc is gonna be very very powerful. Unchecked power. I sold one for like $20. God, that is the worst feeling when you see a card that you sold for, you know, it wasn't $1, but I sold it for like $20, and now it's up to like $52. Because the other day I saw this was like, you know, over $50. I was like, I think I have like 3 of these. I think I have 3 copies of these unchecked powers, and so I was gonna go sell one, or maybe I thought I had like at least 2, and then I looked and I only had 1 copy of it left. I was like, fuck. So I'm not gonna sell, you know, my 1 copy of it. Maybe shit, I might fucking decide to do that. Sell the Dragon, Curtain Call. So I have it by best selling. Okay, yeah, that's how I like it. Because best selling shows what people are fucking buying. You know what I'm saying? Like the best match. I don't even know what the hell that means. Daisy. Oh, this is the signature. What is this? What is this? A signature unit. Okay, that's a first. Signature unit. That is a first. Like they had signature gear during the last set. Now they have signature units. That is cool. So like when wow, I can't think of his name. Who has the maiden? I don't remember his fucking name. Well, whoever has the maiden, when he becomes like a legend at some point in the future, I'm sure he'll get like a signature unit. You know, those champions that have those specific units, those NPC units. Viomall. Moonfall. Did I open the Moonfall? Maybe. Hextech Gauntlets. Ooh, this Vex. Is this the one? The Apathetic? Yep, that's the one that I just opened. This Baron, I want that Baron. Baron Nashor. Oh, I hit this, man, I got a little bit of hits. A little bit of hits in these few packs. This Rengar Trophy Hunter, I hit that one too. Oh yeah, this is that new rarity level that I was telling you guys about. It's Ultimate. Yeah, this card's going for like $1,500. Okay, yeah, I got some pretty good hits today. And then that Lilia is, like I said, it was like $90. So not too bad. Not too bad at all. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, LeBlanc signature. Wait a minute, I don't have this. No, I don't have this alternate art. I'm trying to sit here and think. I was like, this looks familiar, but I don't think I actually had it. Ooh. Nice job, Gank that. Appreciate you. Stack deck still doing well. Fallen Star is going up a little bit. Oh, this is making me want to open a box of Origins, man. I just bought two. Two boxes of Origins on Friday. Kind of want to go back and buy some more. You know what I'm saying? I think Origins, who knows, but what I have to compare it to, it depends on how fucking well Riftbound does. Who knows? Maybe it'll fucking crash and burn. Maybe it'll do well. Hopefully it does well because I like the game. But the boxes, the first set boxes of One Piece are going for like $4,000 to $5,000 right now for one box. So I'm like, it's not worth opening it. It's not worth opening it, Eric. You got plenty of boxes of Spirit Forge to open. I still have, hold on. I got 8 boxes of Spirit Forge I can open. Ooh, this Kaisa. I can't wait to get my Kaisa back. Well, that's kind of crazy. The alternate art for this Rengar is like $2 more than the regular. Huh. Holy shit. This body rune looks fucking amazing. So that was one gripe that I had about and again, they're learning, they're growing, they're doing that kind of stuff, but the runes, the alternate runes for Spirit Forge were the exact same as the first set, the Origin set. So I was kind of like, I was hoping that they would make like some sort of different artwork between the two, and they didn't. So I was kind of let down. But this rune looks so amazing. I love this rune. I love this body rune. This calm rune looks good too. This was the only one I had seen so far. This calm rune was the only alternate rune that I had seen. This looks crazy. This looks absolutely amazing. I love that. The Ruination. Suffocation, no breathing. Plundering Poro. That's funny why that a Plundering Poro gets alternate artwork. Okay, that's fine. It's the motherfucking D.O.W. Snoop Dogg. Lonely Poro, overnumbered. That I like that too. That they go back, and it's kind of like the SPs, not necessarily, but they print a alternate art of a card from a previous set, which I really like that. I really like that they do that. Maybe they just see what cards are popular, but that's kind of like the SPs from One Piece. But typically SPs are like from like much older sets, not all the time, but usually it's from much older sets. And again, like they're only on set 3, they don't have much older sets. So going back just one set is fine. But this art, first off, this artwork looks amazing. Because this is like a common card, right? I think Lonely Poro is a common card. So it's funny that they are doing an alternate art for that. Ooh, that Lilia I was just talking about. Damn, there's a ton of these on here. All right, one more page. Oh my god, look at this Fury Rune, dude. Holy shit, I'm excited. I'm excited for these runes. And not even just the Guardian Angel. I was trying to think of this word on the stream the other day. Guardian Angel. Yeah, I'm gonna do one more page and then I'm gonna go to bed. This is one of my favorite things to go. So they did like the seals, right? Like I think they did all the seals, maybe not, but I know they did quite a few of the seals from Spirit Forge. So that was from set 1 originally, but they reprinted them with alternate arts. Or excuse me, they printed the alternate arts for them in set 2. So they're doing the same thing now for set 3. Altar for Pike, Seal of Unity. Man, I've not even seen that. I've not even seen this one yet. Crazy. Immortal Phoenix. I need to order one of these because I don't even have one. Who the fuck is this Highlander? Master. Oh, this is from Proving Grounds. I haven't even opened. They actually had a Proving Grounds. I know I said I was going to do one more, but fuck it. So they actually had a Proving Grounds at the store that I went to on Friday. I'm sure that motherfucker ain't there. They only had 2 of them. They didn't have them there. I have 2 of them. I was going to buy one, but I was already spending like $500 there. So I was like, let me not spend another $100 on this. But I really wanted to. But I didn't. And so I'm probably going to try and go there tomorrow. If they have one, which I am 100% sure that they will not. But if they do, from some stroke of freaking luck, I'm gonna buy it. God, I hate when I get the alternate arts of cards. Like I get multiple copies of alternate arts of cards that aren't doing super great. I'm like, why can't I get alternate arts of cards that are kicking ass? Wait a minute, this is the good set. Why is this not doing better? You fuckers. Yeah, that's the good set that goes into set. I guess set wasn't doing super well. It was like a rogue deck that I saw in this tournament that was doing pretty good. Okay. Oh, my Jinx, my biggest hit from Riftbound so far. And I've also pulled, the other signature that I pulled was the Lee Sin signature. My Jinx got a 9.5 at freaking Beckett. So it sucks how long it takes to get the fucking cards back, because I had Jinx for like a couple weeks, and then I send it off and it takes months, and it takes like 3-4 months to get back. And then it comes back as a 9.5, and I'm like, fuck, man, I wanted 10 on this thing because it's selling for so much more as a 10. I'm not selling it right now, obviously, but in the future, if I ever decide to sell it, just having the 10 will be beneficial. So I went ahead and sent it to PSA. Hopefully I get a 10 on it. So we'll see. All right, that is it. Okay, cool. We had an hour and a half. Yeah. Well, I thank you guys for hanging out with me for so long today, an hour and a half. Like I said, I want to try and stream for a little bit. I want to try and stream more regularly. Thank you, everybody, for the follows, everyone who followed, and had a couple of subs today, so I'm super grateful for you guys. If you want to continue and hang out with us, definitely follow. If you don't, that's fine too, if you don't want to follow, but just come back. Thank you very much for being super active in the chat, everybody, and until next time, good luck on your rips.